Hey there, what's happening YouTube? Thanks for stopping back into the channel today, right here with the Rust Belt Mechanic. We've got something really awesome going on today. If you guys remember, a couple weeks ago we bought that new trailer. It's 8.5 by 20 foot trailer. The floor in it, it's still baseline floor. The walls were really nice and vinyl, but the floor is unfinished. So what we're gonna do with it? We're gonna Raptor bedline it. Of course, everything on this channel. The truck's Raptor line, we got a Raptor bed line that floor. So we're gonna do a special little thing with it today. We're gonna be doing an application process a little bit different also. We're gonna be rolling this one onto the floor. We're gonna be using the tintable Raptor liner, plus we're gonna be using their color from it. So we're going to go for a Basalt gray. It's a little bit of a darker gray for the floor of that one. We're also gonna be adding a little bit of texture to it with this sand texture, and I think it's gonna turn out really well. So let's get into it. So before we dive deep into this one, I just want to go through all of the individual parts of it. The Raptor liner, of course, we picked up the tintable Raptor liner. I picked up 4 kits of this, so there is 4 of these bottles in each one of those kits, so it'll be 4 gallons in total. I'm pretty sure that'll be able to do the entire floor of the trailer as well as the drop-down ramp. So we got those in the tintable color, so there's that part. Then we ended up getting quite a few of these Raptor tint solutions. So each one of these, you're gonna have 1 packet of this per 1 bottle, so you gotta make sure you get enough of those. The number on that one was UP4856, so that is the gray that we're gonna be going with for that one. Then we ended up picking up some of this Rolletex sand texture. Now I know Raptor sells their own texture solution for this one, but I wanted to, you know, kind of get my own mix of it and wasn't really sure. Now in their instructions they say to put like 6 or 7 ounces of it in each mixture to it. So we're gonna kind of play with that one. Each one of these are 1 pound, so we'll be splitting it up evenly. The Raptor liner already has enough of texture. I just wanted to add just a little bit more to it, and then we're actually gonna roll it on. So getting into that one, we got us some tape to tape off some of the upper edges on the walls, and then we also got us some specialized textured roller covers for this one as well. As you guys can see, picked up 4 of these. It's a really weird loop design. It's going to be able to put the texture down and pull it up, create that extra grip to the design that we want to on that one. So I picked up 3 or 4 of those, plus you know, just a cheap hand brush for in and along the edges as we go as well. Got the plates here to be able to roll everything onto. Got a roller, got a nice pole to be able to use for that one. Now let's go over how exactly we're going to do this. Now when you apply the Raptor liner, when you're rolling it, you are going to have to do 2 coats. So we are going to do a full 2 coats on the application process today. When you go to apply the second coat, you're going to want to do it, you know, 50 to 60 minutes in when that first coat is still kind of tacky. So we got to kind of plan out doing this trailer because you're not able to get access around the entire inside of the trailer. You'll have to start at the beginning, work our way to the back. But we're only going to do it in like 4 foot or so sections, maybe 6 foot sections, depending on how long the pole is that I have to work with. We're going to roll it on those 4 foot sections, do the edges first, and then roll on to the floor area. Let it sit for about 20-30 minutes, because by the time we get from the first part of that one to the back part of it, you know, that will have restarted the process, so then we can go back in and do it. You don't want to be walking back over that first coat. Doesn't matter, you know, how long you let it dry. You're not going to let it dry for, you know, 5 to 7 days. In between coats, you've got to be able to get on that second coat. So if you walk on it again, you're going to mess up that texture, and I want something nice, evenly coated to it. So we're only going to be doing it in 4 or 6 foot sections. So we're going to mix everything up in a container. I'm going to go get just a crappy bowl, maybe steal one of my wife's or something like that. I don't know. We're going to mix up probably a gallon or so at a time to be able to mix up the 4 of those, the color and the texture to it, get a nice mix, and add in our hardener solution. I don't want to be working with too much of this stuff at a time because obviously I don't want anything to go to waste. So we're going to be doing a gallon mix at a time. We're going to get into it and I guess just see how it goes. The actual floor already, I've already got it kind of scuffed up. It's just nice. It's untreated OSB, so I don't have to do any kind of harsh sanding to that one, so we've already got it kind of scuffed up. All I got to do is go back through, clean it all off really good. Obviously you want to make sure you have a really clean area for this thing to stick to, and then I'm going to tape off all of our walls and everything because we don't want anything to get onto that section. So let's get cracking on it before hopefully the weather stays good for the day. Alright, so now for mixing, after we got everything all prepped and all clean, ready to go, we're going to be putting the 4 bottles of this into our mixing bowl here. We're going to do 1 pack at a time, which will be 1 gallon at a time. Each one of these bottles gets 8 fluid ounces of the hardener, which is 32 fluid ounces, which is 1 can of this. So we're going to put it all into there, mix that together, and mix in our color really well as also. So get that mixed in, and then after that we'll sprinkle in 1/2 of a pound of our textured sand. Actually, what I'm thinking I'm going to do, so it'll mix up a whole lot better, in each one of these bottles I'm going to put the 8 fluid ounces of the hardener into each one and the color, so I can just use the bottle and shake it up really good. That way I get the best consistency out of this. Then once we put it into the dish, then we will mix in our grit. There we are, guys. That is 1 bottle down. Repeat 3 more times and then we'll get the sand added into this. Alright, now that we got it all mixed in, we're going to pour it into our roller can thing and let's get it over to the trailer. Alright, so now I'm going to start just with the little hand brush right here, and just to get the little edges, we're going to start with doing that one, just dabbing it into the corners. I was going to roll it onto the sides there, but no, that's too difficult with this one, so we're just going to dab this one on here. Alright, we see if you guys can pick this one up. This is just after coat number 1, and you can see the texture that this roller puts down. A very nice texture along with the sand that's in it. I'm very, very happy with how this is going on. Like I said, don't be scared to put down a good amount of the liner at once, and we'll see with the second coat how much it covers up, you know, the seams in the wood, because I didn't take the time to really put seam stuff in between everything, and you know, just not looking for it to be that perfect, just something that's going to last. So We'll let this one set up for about 45 minutes or so and flash to that one because it's about 65 degrees here right now, 67, and then we'll put on a second coat in this section. Now we've had about 45-50 minutes of time to wait on this one. It's flash set up, so it's got a nice hard tack to it, so we're going to be applying the second coat. Edges again, then to the middle. Alright, now we got our second coat on our first area. Now I'm going to start working on another 3-foot section from the outsides, working themselves in because I don't have to go back to that section again. So we're going to get our first coat on the section 2. Alright guys, dusk is upon us, but you know what? We persevered and we got her done. It's still a little wet here on the end of it, but it was really well done. We were able to go section by section, you know, just go 3 feet at a time, 2 to 3 feet, so that way we could pull off some tape, because yes, you do need to pull this tape off when it is still wet, but everything turned out really great. Now, tips on doing this: definitely only go 2 to 3 feet at a time. Yes, it will take longer, but again, on an enclosed trailer, you can't get to certain areas where, you know, obviously it's enclosed and you can't get to it when you need to pull the tape off when it's time to. So keep an eye on that one. Second tip: buy extra stuff, because whatever you use on this, the rollers or the brushes, it will be destroyed. You cannot clean this stuff off. I can't say that enough. You cannot clean that stuff off. Get a light on in here, see if we can get some of this texture to it. This is the texture that we ended up with, and here in the front, you know, we've gone a couple of hours now, and it is hard. It is able to be walked on. There's no problems there. Everything rolled out really nice and stuck down really well. Put 2 coats on everything, so it's going to have a nice thick coat, going to be nice and durable. Now, setup time for this one, they do say full cure time is about 5 to 7 days before it is fully hardened 100%. So before we put anything in this trailer, we will need to let it harden for at least that long. So we're going to give it that amount of time before we do anything with the side-by-side. We plan that one out just so nicely. Another tip while you are putting this on, and everyone that was asking before, on application of this one, while you're doing each one of these strips, you know, the 3-foot strips, you want to kind of go back over the last strip by a couple of inches and just feather it on with the roller. So as you're rolling, just roll it and lift it up the last second. That will leave it so you don't have any seams. You don't see anything kind of poking through or anything like that. I know I don't have any vertical lines that I see, you know, across here. So not seeing any, so that trick went through pretty nicely. I think it turned out really well. Alright, so we're back in the garage here, just getting everything cleaned up and going through just everything that we use. Just wanted to let you guys know that I ended up using 3 kits plus 1 of the bottles out of the 4th kit to do this trailer. The trailer, again, for the guys who do not know, is an 8.5 foot wide by 20 foot V-nose trailer. So 2 coats was able to get it done in 3 gallons plus 1 of the quart bottles out of the 4th kit. So I think it went on pretty well, actually. I really do think it did. Another thing, make sure you guys give yourself enough time. This was an entire day project on this one. Prep time from cleaning, prepping, taping everything down. Big thanks to my wife for helping me doing some of the edging and taping on the back side of the trailer. Kind of a pain in the butt on the tailgate, but we finally pushed through and got it done at the end of the day. So really awesome job, and big thank you to Raptor for hooking us up on this project. The last couple projects, it's just what I wanted to do, and I purchased it and they said, hey, why don't you try it out on this one? So big thank you to them for that one. I will put a link down in the description below to this product for you guys. Now, we did have one other thing that I was kind of hoping to get done this weekend but didn't quite get to it, and that is the fact that we are going to be doing the wheels on the trailer also in Raptor liner, but a different kind of Raptor liner. We've got this, the Raptor 2K spray-on protective coating. This is a two-part coating. The bottom of it, as you can see here, does have a little cap here that you would put this tip on, activate it, and press through the bottom of it, which would mix the two parts of it, and then you would have Raptor in a aerosol spray can. So we've got that for another project coming up here soon, probably in the next couple of weeks, because we're going to be using the trailer next weekend. Got to take the side-by-side over and get its new wrap job put on. So that is sounding like a lot of fun. It's going to be a good time. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on bell notifications so you get notified when I come out with cool, awesome content just like this one today. If you guys have any questions at all, feel free to leave those down in the comments below. I will get to those as soon as I possibly can, or you guys can email me at therustbeltmechanic@gmail.com. Thanks for tuning in today. I appreciate it, and as always, you guys stay awesome.